And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
I was a little slow on that. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. And as you know, Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys. And this is the channel where you can check out anywhere from what you fly to what you may be flying in. So what's going on, Lawrence? How's your week been going?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just looking to see who's coming in. Okay. I see Steven, a few guys, JC are here. People are here early, which is a good thing. But my week is actually, it was going good.
Okay.
So I started effing with this FPV thing. Hey, it's jam.
You got a problem under the hood or something that it seems to be giving
Look, here's the situation. This bird, I flew it one time. I got it in the air. I came back, landed. Right. Something happened. Something with the harness from the ESC going into the flight controller was loose. So I repaired that. Now, the issue I had was I had video. I could start it up and I had no video. Now I have full video and the damn thing won't arm or start up. So I'm pissed because my radio is not communicating with it. I don't know. It's usually something very simple. It's in beta flight. It's always one little switch. You click that button and then everything freaking works. And I can't come up with it.
Okay, so what happened? Why you had to start tinkering with it?
I put a new stack in it.
Oh, so you didn't fly it?
I haven't flown this. No, not this version. Before I put the new stack in, the air unit was in it already. The last stack was fried, so I took it out, and that's what it is. But anyway,
no problem in the connection.
I don't know what to do. It's not connections. I've reversed 2 wires, the RX to TX to TX to RX, but I'll figure it out. I have to if I wanted to fly, right?
Okay.
What's up, Maddie? What's up, everyone in the chat? How are you? Happy hump day to you all.
Well,
It's early. It's Wednesday night, and starting from this time until late tonight, Bob Casey, there's a lot of people doing shows tonight.
Well, don't do what I did in my motor control class when I was in school.
What did you do?
One wire here, and if I jump across to here, then we know we got the wrong connection set up. Wow!
Oh, oh well. See,
jumped off, caught paper on fire on the desk.
Oh damn!
Instead of my partner putting it out, she took off running, screaming.
That's messed up. I would say funny, but it's not. It's messed up because I've yet to, and my soldering really sucks because I don't do enough of it. But I've yet to see, that is a new stack in there, but I've yet to literally burn out a drone. Just plug it in and go pop or start. I better not talk shit. It'll happen next time I plug this in, right? As soon as I plug it in, it's going to or blow something. What's up, Irvin Mitchell? How are you?
Long time ago.
Yes. If you haven't already, click that like button. But now I have full video, brand new stack inside, and for some reason, the radio is not communicating. It's bound to the receiver. I have green light with the radio. I just have no switch controls. I've been trying to figure it out. Night Train, if you have any ideas, I'm running Crossfire. I have full video. I just have no communication between the radio and the drone. When I go into beta flight, the receiver tabs aren't moving, nothing. Adjustments, I don't know. And it's usually, like I said, Herman, something very simple, like a switch in beta flight. You click one button, everything freaking works. You click another button, nothing works.
So go click some buttons.
I'm working on it, but I have another drone with the same stack. So I'm going to plug that into beta flight, look at all the settings,
Mm-hmm.
and then take snapshots of certain settings, and then that should help. That should do it.
I got you.
If not, I'm gonna let it sit there for about another week before I go back to it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just because you go back to it a week later, that doesn't mean that it's going to work.
No, sometimes you got to put shit down and just walk away from it.
As far as clearing your head.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got
When I say a week, but it may be 2 days, a day or
you.
two.
Yeah, 15 minutes, 20
The
minutes,
C says maybe it's
when the next
stick
idea comes to
mapping is
mind.
what. Hold on, Maddie says maybe it's beta the stick mapping in beta flight. The latest version of beta flight, it's standard AETR 1 2 3 4. The tier 1 2 3 4 is now for a completely different protocol, but it's already set to that. I have RSSI channel on channel 8. It'll come up. But sometimes, like I said, Herman, you got to put shit down and just walk
Mhm.
away from it. And then when you come back, you're like, oh shit, that's what I didn't do.
Mhm.
But
Well,
welcome to Wednesday night with those guys. Hope your week is going
well,
good. What's up with you?
well, my week is, my week is always good, but busy. How's every? I hope that everybody in the chat has been able to get out and fly, do their thing.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we've
Well,
had the strangest kind of weather. We've had sun, but I mean, I don't know. It's been out early, and then it gets cloudy, and then it's just there's been some strange
right.
skies
Or
out
it's cloudy and foggy early, and
there. Yeah, and then
halfway through the day, the sun will go peekaboo and then
yeah,
go back in.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
weather's been crazy. That's why I shot that short in I shot the short in
mhm.
at the beach because I couldn't wait for the fog to melt off. If I waited for the fog to melt off, it would have been about 11, 12 o'clock. I was out there like 8:30 in the morning. I wanted to go fly real quick and get back in.
Uh-huh. What happened?
He's saying provided the RX is already set to crossfire and the
Mhm.
UART is on UART 4.
Right.
I even switched to UARTs, to TX, to the RX, the RX to the TX. I switched all of that.
Hmm. And what else did you do?
Hey, Michael Blades, I've tried almost everything. Like I said, I have another drone with the same stack. I'm gonna hook it
Okay.
up to beta flight, look at those settings, put
Right.
this drone, and that should resolve the issue.
All right, we'll see. If
Uh,
not, then
AC
you know
says
there's
he's
something
listening, but he
wrong.
has to watch Judge Mathis.
Who?
He's listening to us, but he has to watch Judge Mathis.
Uh-huh. I hear you.
Michael Blades, everybody, what's up? How are you?
I didn't know he still had a show on.
Yeah, yeah. He's more he's instead of a judge, he's more of a comedian to me. That's what it feels
Yeah, he
like.
does have some humor in his game. Well, yeah, Lawrence, like I said, I've been really busy, and some of the things I've been doing is like trying to, you know, as far as get things going as far as business wise, but as far as these, preparing like the live stream for this thing, and you know, there's I try to keep my life separate from YouTube and everything like that, but all of that is starting to squeeze YouTube into the corner.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
so
totally get it. I don't put out videos every week anymore. I'm barely putting out a short or posting pictures on Facebook. I have more time to post pictures than I do to put out a video or even sit down and make a video.
right.
Nonetheless, the 2 hours it takes sometimes for me to find music for a
Mhm.
video, I get it. I totally get it.
And
Like tomorrow, I have 2 jobs to do. And then
mhm,
after those 2 jobs, I have to run to Manhattan, go
mhm.
visit my nephew. And then I'm supposed to go visit my mom's afterwards, but she might have to wait until Friday. because I'm running around. I'm gonna be up at 5 tomorrow morning, and from then I'm gonna be running nonstop until at least about 6, 5 or 6 in the evening. So it's
I
gonna
hear
be a
that.
long day.
Okay.
Okay, Maddie.
So
Later.
weather permitting, you are still on for Friday for what we have to take care of.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's not a problem. Weather
all
permitting, like you
right.
said. That's what it is here in New York. Weather permitting every damn day.
All right. Because I
You
don't know what's
know.
gonna happen Friday. But
Hey, Stephen Jones, how are you?
as far as that's concerned, I know you FPV heads and stuff like that. This one is up your alley, Lawrence. You know the DRL championship race.
Oh, yes,
It's
I
from
do.
Miami, and if I'm not pronouncing this right, Lone Depot Park. But yeah, yeah, whatever. It's this Saturday, I believe. Um, February 25th. That is this Saturday, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
2023. Yeah, in Miami, Florida. So
Yes. If
there's
you are in a Florida area.
well, there's a lot of viewing platforms for it online. You know,
Yeah, but come on, man. Tickets are cheap.
are they? How much are the
Yeah,
tickets?
tickets are $25.
Really? To view it
$25 right here. Yes, hold on.
live? All
I'll
right.
pull it up. I'll pull it up and see right now. Hold on.
Tickets
URL
cheap.
championship. Oh,
How
wait a minute.
cheap are they?
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Tickets?
Yeah, I think I did send you a link on the tickets.
Yes, yes, you did. I'm just accepting cookies and
Oh,
that usual stuff that they want you to do when you go to the page.
the cookies.
Mm-hmm. And I gotta click that share sound for next time. But right here, this is the link here. I think tickets are about $25, something like that, or
Right, right.
by general admission. Let's see, there's family
Okay.
4 packs. Let's click on the general admission ticket. Or the $25 was for something else in another story.
Hmm.
Okay, this says unexpected error. Did the page just crash?
I don't know.
Schedule. Well, oh, this is at the stadium.
I'm
This
watching
went to
the
some
baseball
baseball
game.
game. Miami, hold on.
Yeah.
It thinks I'm looking to see about a game. Here, drone racing, get tickets now. Let's see what the deal is here.
Whoa.
Let's see if Miami, yeah, see, $25.
Hmm.
$25. This was the link you sent me. I just didn't save it
Right.
for some stupid reason. Right here, $25 per ticket.
$25. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, to check out Drone Racing League. They're in you're right, the Lone Depot Park. It's the Algorand, DRL Algorand World Championship Racing set. All these guys, you've seen them before. I
Yeah.
know people there have watched the Drone Racing League. You've had to see it somewhere
Oh
or
boy.
hear us talk about it one of 20 or 30 times before in life.
Lawrence will get us a copyright strike for showing baseball.
Stop. You're not gonna get a copyright strike. Stop it. Maddie Steven Drones, I think Maddie said, hey, what's up, Warren? Maddie said he was gonna break out.
Who?
But you guys, thanks for you guys coming in.
Maddie said he was breaking out.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, okay. All right, Maddie. I'll catch you later, man.
yeah. So
So who is
um
on here? I
who
see.
is here? Well,
Yeah.
I can see who's in the chat right now. I don't
Well,
know who's
yeah. As
lurking.
far as in the
It's-
chat.
I
Well.
don't know who's lurking because right now it says Warren, Gary,
Mhm.
Steve, and Drones. If you don't, you know how it does. If you don't type in the chat, it's not going to list you. But it says we have 12 watching now, give or take.
Mhm.
So if it's 4 or 5
That'll
of
work.
us in the chat, everyone else is lurking. That's okay. We welcome lurkers too.
I hear you. That's how it works.
Right, right. But Drone Racing League, if you're down there, what is the date? $25 ticket in
This
Miami.
weekend. This
At this
Saturday.
weekend at the Miami Stadium, right?
This Saturday.
$25. I would love to go see that.
This
That's
Saturday.
that's worth $25, definitely.
Down in Miami.
To go see what they did, Herman, with all of the GoPro sessions. Because, the little square GoPro, there are none on the market because Drone Racing League had brought up all of the ones that were manufactured and were they have the right to repair them, and they brought out that from GoPro, those GoPro sessions. So you can't buy one. You can buy one and use one, but you can barely find one. In fact, let me show you right here. GoPro Hero Session.
GoPro can't make another.
GoPro Hero Session. Okay, session 5. I gotta share so you guys can see what I'm doing. But because Drone Racing League brought them out, all of them, GoPro Hero Section 5, they're going for crazy amounts of money. They're used, you can find them used, but you're not gonna find one brand spanking. Let's see what Amazon is saying.
Well, how about we just come up with another one?
269. Huh?
How about they just make another one?
GoPros, well, they tried with that 11 crap. The 11 mini, which seems to keep freezing up.
Right. You ain't right. You ain't right.
The Black 7, the Hero Black 7 is decent for FPV. I like it. What do you mean I'm not right?
You're wrong.
I'm out of order?
No, I don't want them. That's it. You're out of order. The whole court's out of order.
Oh, that's what it is?
No, but I mean, listen, why can't, if it's that popular, why can't GoPro make another one?
Well, like I said, they tried with the Mini 11, and the Mini 11 has freezing issues. A lot of people are complaining about it. A lot of people are returning it. I haven't had my hands on one. I haven't seen anyone who's brought one. I have seen like Fly High FPV. Every time he goes out while charging, it freezes. While it's flying, it freezes. It'll just lock up on you and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
That's strange.
Yeah, it'll just lock up on you. So, like I said, I don't personally have one, but here's something in the news. Here's something to talk about.
What you got?
I'm waiting for the stupid commercial to go by. I didn't know I froze the commercial.
Commercial?
Yeah, commercial. You're familiar with the UK war, right? You're familiar with the war over in the UK. And yes, in the Ukraine. Well, what's happening now is we got to look at their stockpile of. Someone put out a video of their stockpile of FPV drones.
When you say stockpile,
when I say stockpile, it's a video showing how many drones they have prepared to go out and just. They're kamikaze. These are kamikaze drones. And there are 400 and something of them in this room right here. They are all built to the same specifications. Each and every drone is tuned. I believe, send it to Zoom, don't crash. What are you talking about? But this room is filled with 420. What the hell is going on here? Shit keeps. Anyway, Zoom is saying it doesn't want to show this. Don't send.
Oh, really?
I don't know if they'll. Bullshit.
Well,
what happened? I'm going?
No, you're back. I guess Zoom didn't like you sending that.
Oh, maybe that's it, Herman. Yeah. Zoom didn't want me showing anything used in weapons of war.
Yeah.
Maybe?
I guess.
Are you sure?
I don't know. You had problems showing it.
I'm going to try one more time.
Have.
I'm going to refresh this page that it's on. And, okay, pause it. I'm going to try one more time.
So if Lars gets
if I do, that means I'm being blocked by Zoom. But anyway,
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
let me know if you can see this. I'm hitting share now.
All right.
The screen.
It's black. Okay, there we go.
Okay, now, as I was saying, this is a room with 420 FPV drones. They're
Right.
using in the Ukraine. They're kamikaze drones. Each of them are built to the same exact specification. As you see here, I can actually tell that they're analog. Okay, they're analog, but they are running on a crossfire system.
How you know?
Which is same transmission system I use also, but each one of these drones is designed to go out and fly and destroy something. Now they also go on to show the different types of munitions that these FPV drones carry.
Right. Well,
Right?
that's the
So
part
they
we
can
don't really need
arm.
to see.
What happened?
I said that's the part we really don't need to see.
Well, no, I'm okay. I won't show that part, but they do have different munitions and stuff that fit these drones. And this room is ready to go. Like I said, I don't know where they're getting their motors from. I couldn't even see what kind of motor it was. I was trying to zoom in to get to that, but I guess they don't want us to know either. I'm not going to show this video, but actually, I guess I could. This is one of the kamikaze ones. I don't want to say be on here and then they say, hey, you guys are showing weapons of war, you know.
Well, if you know how to build a drone.
Right. Yeah. I know how to build a drone. So yeah. A lot of people know how to build drones out there. I don't know now. My screen is always on delay behind us. Okay. So I'm looking at, I can see the chat in real time, but for some reason,
Your
the
screen,
screen, the video is always
I don't know. I don't know why. Even
a
if you refresh
kamikaze
it,
couch. Pretty much, Warren.
what happened?
He says that was a kamikaze couch there
Kamikaze
with
couch.
all of the with all of those FPV drones. I mean, to be honest, it's such a waste of such great. Whoever's building them gotta be spitting them out. They probably have multiple people
Well, that's what
building.
I'm saying to you. If you're interested in building the drone or learning how to,
What's up, JSK? How are you, man? I hope all is well.
JSK, what's
See
good,
now
man?
that you know when I started sharing, it's just now coming up on the screen now on what I'm seeing. But I see the chat in real time.
Refresh it.
That I did that 4 times already.
Wow, I don't know.
I'm not even gonna worry about it. What's up, JSK? How are you, man?
I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that to you. But yeah. What else we got here? You know what I saw?
Hey, Barkley.
Barclay.
Did you see that video with Ken Herron and him and Barkley? The latest one?
No, I didn't get a chance to yet.
You need to watch it. It's
busy.
funny. It's funny.
Check this one out, Lawrence.
Yeah.
You know, we talk about these guys all the time, and then they were ones that had said they were pushing for the Olympics. What's that over in France?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is it? German develop of electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, eVTOLs, volocopter. Well, they
Yeah.
said that their application for type certification was accepted by the what is it, the Japan's Civil Aviation Bureau.
Yes. Which is a good thing.
So I guess they're looking to now broaden their horizons to get type certification in another country.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
That's
And
good.
and what's funny about it, it's called, there's something here. There's something when it comes to eVTOLs, and this is the same thing everyone's going to have to create and start around the world. It's called the National Authorization Process. And right now, not to interrupt your story, the United States is failing in that.
well,
because
see,
companies here in the United States are going to places like Japan. No, but go on with the story, and I'll give you my
well,
tip later.
it wasn't so much a story. It's just something I wanted to mention, because it's not really much to really talk about. But on what you're talking about before, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. With the two state senators, was the one gentleman I was believed from Virginia, and the other one was I don't want to get that wrong, but it was like from one of South Dakota. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but they were talking about a national it was a drone basically act to basically to come up with a standard process to integrate these drones into the national airspace. You
Right.
know, to come
In
up with
order for the
as
go ahead.
opposed to how it's done now, where it's like, come on, come on, open my book, come on. Instead of like piece, spoon feeding it as we go along,
Right.
come up with you know, basically a criteria or some set base of
Well,
ways
see, that's
to meet the end.
That's what I was meaning. That's what I had meant when I was saying that the United States is failing when it comes to it comes to coming up with a national authorization process. Japan has one that's obviously a little working and effective. The FAA seems to be the only one that can't seem to come up with fast enough ways to get these air eVTOLs in the air. I mean, they do have a process. They have a 5-stage process. We talked about it on live streams before.
Right, but
Certification, you got to take off, you got to do this, but it just seems Japan and Europe are moving a lot faster in that department.
yeah, and well, the thing is, and you got to remember this. There's a lot of things that go on here in the United States. Why these type of things take so long to happen, and everybody wants to, dot, all that, their I's, cross all their T's, because you have to make sure that everything is right. Because if something goes wrong, you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah,
The guy, first off, the guy who never touched anything, but because he's the head of, he swings first.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? To his job, he
yeah, I
comes
get it.
in first. So you got to make sure all of these things have, and you know how, especially a big city like this, everything has to be. This one got
Oh,
this,
I
that one
understand. We're
got that,
talking
this
billions and
got,
billions of
and
dollars.
every right, and then if something, like I said, it's always about what if something goes wrong. So you got to make sure that everything is right, and even if it's not, even if it doesn't pertain to, and I've seen this a lot working in construction, they'll make precautions for certain things that never come up
Right. Hey, Ray.
just because they may. Hey, Ray, what's going on, man?
I understand what you're saying. It's just that I feel as much as the United States is for the
Captain.
advancement of eVTOLs and stepping into the 21st century,
Mhm.
um,
Well,
like anything else here in the United States, it could be done a lot easier and smoother.
well, like I said before, the they it, this is something new, and the FAA knew that these type of things were coming because they opened the door for it, and they say to you, as far as they're concerned,
Yeah,
you tell us what you want to do, we show you where you fit in, and then we work it from there. And
I
that's
understand.
why where all the type certifications come in. And they've never, you're talking about a vehicle that was never, we never had these before.
True.
So it's all new. And you're talking about taking them from being able to operate, also remember, as not only a manned vehicle, but to be flown autonomously.
True. True. But we were talking about this earlier. In the beginning, nothing's going to be flown autonomously. Well, not necessarily, because
Well,
according to the story we have later on.
certain vehicles are actually designed only for autonomous flight, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
neither here nor there. But
right.
what I'm saying to you is, there's nothing like this ever has been out. Okay, like let's talk about like we talked about the deal with what's that, United, and what was that company that was doing that? Wow, I can't remember. Ooh, it slipped my mind. But for Midnight was the name of the plane that they were going to use. Now that's another eVTOL that we spoke
One,
about.
yeah.
And they want to have a shuttle from New York's Pier 6 to United in Jersey at the airport at LaGuardia. Not LaGuardia, but
No, at Newark Airport.
Newark.
Yes,
I
at
didn't say
Newark
LaGuardia.
Airport. Well,
Newark.
and you know what? I hope, hey,
Now,
Draymond. Yes, that was an Inspire flying in the background. Good eye. He was
so
watching
what
it in the
I'm
video.
saying to you with that is, you, God forbid something like that, if you rushed it, was to come down like that, it would be a nightmare for people. It would be the worst tragedy since.
Hey, Chad B.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yes, it would.
And America has a way of playing certain tragedies to, so we don't, people will be in a lot of trouble. So they got to make sure that, all of the regulatory restrictions and things are there. So that way everything is met and it's safe. We want to make sure that it works and before you put anybody in it. So
Well, see,
if you, and from what I understand, there's somewhat of a 5-step process that the FAA does have. So I wouldn't say that they're behind. Like I said, it's new. It's new here, and this is the United States is a place where you get nothing done without lobbyists.
true. True, which means you get nothing done unless you pay to have it done. Hold on. You get nothing done in the United States unless you pay to have it done. That's basically it. I unfortunately it's the way things are. But my only
When it
point in
comes to
saying
something
that
at that level,
my only point in saying what I was saying about the national authorization process of the United States needs to be not hurried, but they need to take notes of what other countries are doing. I'm sure they are, but it's just Japan. Everyone who makes an eVTOL right now is applying for an application to fly their shit in Japan. You know why? Because it's easier to get that national authorization process in Japan than it is here in the United States.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let's take because we know what's that, EHAG and
United States.
a few other places that people are doing these are getting these things done, and you claim to be ahead of us. If something was to tragically happen, right? What would happen? Let's say one of these things went down in China somewhere and something happened, and you think the impact of the noise and the media, the madness that comes behind it, would have the same backlash as if it went down here in the United States?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not. That's true. That's true, because just the way the United States went over the next story that we have coming up. It's crazy when we get to it. Um, let's see.
Yeah.
It's Here's something I wanted to bring up since we're
Wow.
talking in between.
Wow.
Everybody had to see this tweet. It's from DJI. They slipped it in on us in the middle of the week. Actually, they slipped it on us last week. And it's
Which one?
this advertisement right here.
Which one? Which one?
Because
Oh, that
whispered
one?
in dude's ear, and she's just whispered the word Mavic. And supposedly he's got goosebumps and hairs are standing on his head. Now, here's my speculation, and this is only speculation. When you see the Mavic here, there were two Mavics that they claim are supposed to come out this year. It could be the Mavic 3, Air 3, the Air 3, or it could be that Mavic 3 Pro. What
Stop.
do you guys think about this advertisement in the chat? And did you see
Stop. I
it?
I just think it was a joke. I just think it was a joke, and
DJI don't play. DJI don't play. They come in the ring swinging every time. You know that.
I
According
just
to the weatherman. Wow. Go ahead.
I just think it was a joke, little teaser joke to mess with people. I wouldn't take it too serious, maybe.
I wouldn't.
But like I
I
said
wouldn't
to you,
either because they
like I
have a
said to
habit
you,
of stirring up news.
and no, but I said this to you before, and I
Mm-hmm.
make a lot of jokes in the. And I said to you, a lot of the guys, they keep talking about this pro, and I've heard that since the Mavic 3 came out. Stuff on different Facebook groups and little chats here and there. Like, they never came out with a pro. They never said this was the pro.
Yeah.
Who's to know that within a year's time we won't see the pro? Well, 6 months, a year has gone by, and we haven't seen the pro. So, I mean, if we stop talking about it, then we won't see the pro. Maybe.
I get what you're saying, Herman.
I'm just saying to you, and I don't know.
Oh, you see what Draymond put? He said, "Oh, they um um me and 107 Barkley was saying that they don't joke around." And Draymond says, "Oh, they play." And I have to agree and change my statement. They do play. They just played with the drone community with their parts bin, the Mini 2 SE. They made a drone out of their parts bin and yeah, I get it, Draymond. That is
No,
funny.
but no, but I'm just saying. I'm just
The Pro
saying.
Classic S. Warren goes the Mavic 3 Pro Classic SE.
That's what, one camera, same body, one
Bill
camera.
says he's with you, Herman. He says he thinks it's kind of like a Valentine's Day thing.
Who?
If Bill, coast to coast, agrees with
Oh,
you, says, I think it was kind of like a guy's Valentine's because the
oh,
guy just got something nice for his lady just
yeah,
days earlier.
yeah. That's all I think it was. Yeah,
Well,
that, I
all I
just
can say, all I can say
I
is
wouldn't take nothing too serious of it. But
Mavic.
if you really want to stir up controversy, that's the
Yeah.
one that always stirs up the controversy. That's why when I told you that in the next 50, 60 years, what will we be flying? And you said that orb thing.
Orb, right. Wait, right.
Yeah, I said, but if it's the great grandkids of anybody in this drone community, if it's not the Orb Pro, they ain't getting it. No, they're gonna
No
wait for
one's
the Orb
no
Pro.
one's no one wants it, right?
No, they're gonna wait for the Orb Pro.
No one wants it. Seriously.
They'll wait for the Orb Pro.
That's true. They're just with this
No, don't
samurai
get
sword sound.
don't get the Orb 6. I get wait for the Orb Pro to come out.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. Why get the Orb 6 when the Pro is coming out, right? I get it. I get it. But anyway, I thought I would bring that up. I thought it was interesting. I wanted to know what you guys had to say about it. It was a couple of days after Valentine's, but DJI, right now, DJI has the drone, not, well, not me and a few other people, but they basically almost have the drone
And it
community by the
is.
balls. All they have to do is show a propeller or
Yeah.
or a prop, Herman, or a
Yeah.
light, and it's a drone. It's a drone. They're running down the street. It's a drone. You know, a
It's
new
coming out.
drone.
It's coming out.
Yeah.
No,
Then
but you
there's
know, like,
drone
but
art.
you see, but you know what? That's because of DJI's marketing and promotion team. You know your boys there. What's the deals and what's the other one? The guy from like the old broom company, Osita.
Oh, Osita
Help-
55. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you know what I told you that joke, right?
Huh.
And I was
Which?
telling you, I was like, I know where they are, those two guys.
Yeah.
If you ever remember the fly through that they had for DJI's
Oh yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
of the new building when they flew through the whole building,
Uh-huh.
one of those people in there is one of them,
Hold
or maybe
on.
a group of them. They come up with all of the things that they put out.
Oh, you mean Welcome to Sky City? That video?
Mhm.
I remember. I do remember that because it's funny because if you guys don't get what Herman's talking about, he's saying in this video is Deal's drone somewhere, somehow, some way, some shape, and Osita 55, because it would make sense for DJI to use their R&D departments to be in a video. That's how you save money, right?
Well, it's
You
the
get the
people that work
employees-
there.
Right, you get the employees to be in a video while you're making a video. You don't have to pay actors; they're already on the clock.
Right, those people are the
Just-
people who are there, right? Isn't it?
Just sit there and do what you do regularly. So you're saying in the room where they were testing, probably Osita or somewhere in these
One of
videos.
these people in there, I don't know who he is. I don't know him personally. I don't
But
even
you
know
could-
if it's him.
This is true, right?
One of them people there. One of them.
Well, anyone could be, right?
Right. It could be
what you're
this guy.
saying, though. Right? Or that chick, Osita 55.
Right, it could be that one.
We don't know. We have no idea, right?
Right.
I got you. I totally understand. But once again, great video, like the junk room, the junk food. But
Well,
getting
a lot
back
of
to this
companies
video,
are doing
anyone
that, though.
anyone here could be Deal's drones and Osita 55. That's all Herman was pointing out.
Yeah,
You know?
any one of them could be.
That's funny.
Sure must be nice to fly inside the building, though.
Could you imagine? And they're in a skyscraper. Look how high up they
So
are.
did you see the box that thing comes in?
Yes. Yes, I saw it in I saw it on
Send you a picture of it.
yes, I had to join the group to see the picture.
Oh, okay.
Once I joined the group, for those of you who are not in the Matrice, any of this Matrice group,
Uh-huh. Well, that's what it was.
yeah,
I'm
you had
in
to
like
be,
4,872,366 groups on Facebook.
yeah. Well, I just realized before I didn't join any of
Mhm.
Warren goes, Tom Cruise is behind one of those doors.
That's a
Before-
possibility.
Before I lost my train of thought there. All I can say is whether DJI comes out with something or not, like I said, they're like
Mhm.
they're great solicitors. If they were into prostitution, they'd have everybody's money. You show a little prop, you show a little light, And people start walking in like
That's that,
Imhotep.
that's not a good analogy. There's too many swinging things that can slice. Nah, that's not a good analogy.
Frank Wang is a Chinese billionaire for making drones. Hope he smiles at least every now and then. I'm
I
sure
bet
he
he
does.
does.
I'm sure he does.
I bet he
Every
does.
time you look at them numbers.
But you know what, Lars? I got another thing that some might find a little bit funny, and I'm quite sure that some of you guys might have heard this already. But a group of aerial hobbyists, Lars, in northern Illinois, uh, they're contending that the unidentified flying object, that was shot out of the U.S. skies last week ago or so.
Yeah, this group of
Uh,
guys right here.
yeah, by a what is it? A $400,000 ATM-9 uh Sidewinder missile fired from a 334 million F-22 Reaper
They
may
used a
have
missile so big to shoot
might
down.
have might have just shot down a $12 balloon.
Well, this is why I'm showing it on the screen right here while you talk about it. But
Yeah,
this one right here is about $12, guys. So
right.
for $12, you can buy this balloon, and as what you heard, you told me, Herman, it is perfectly
Mhm.
legal to launch that balloon,
Well,
knowing
well,
that you will
well,
not
well,
be
let
able
me
to recover it.
let me tell you a little bit about these what these balloons, and Tom has made reference to these things, and I remember speaking with pilot Jose, and he had meant reference to these balloons to me as well, because he said that in regular garbage bags and stuff like that, you'd be surprised how somehow they end up there.
Later, JC.
But
Go ahead.
on Wednesday, was that February 15th this year,
Hmm.
the Northern Illinois bottle
Come on, get it out.
bottle cap balloon brigade.
That's what these guys are
Um,
called.
yeah, they declared that one of their
Here they
exploratory
go again. Go ahead.
Pico balloons has gone missing. Now, a Pico balloon, for anyone who doesn't know what a Pico balloon, this is killing me. This is a 3-inch mylar foil balloon, party balloon, basically.
Yeah.
It's filled with what they call partially pure ultra pure helium gas,
Yes.
and they are commonly equipped with this is funny, a sig a single 13-gram solar powered automatic uh hack reporting system transmitter. It's a little tiny thing, right? And
Yep.
they send these things out and travel the high distance and aloft and high distance and a high altitude and far distance with these things, and they do not really intend to recover them, but it does give them back different signals that they can read different
Right.
transmissions.
These things are
Right.
so but
And
but
and
they go
but,
ahead.
but what you were hitting to before, these things are not regulated by the FAA because
Correct.
in mass they're less than 6 pounds. And
Yes.
the
Yes.
total weight of the whole thing is less than 6 pounds.
But I wanted to show this diagram here, but at any given time, this is a roughly average amount of
Mhm,
people and balloons that are flying in and around the world.
mhm,
Now, once again, there is no regulation here in the United States. And
mhm.
once these things are launched, it's like he said, less than 6 pounds. These guys never expect to recover these. So the fact that you're going, wah, wah, we think they used a 300 and something billion-dollar jet and a
Mhm.
$9 million missile to shoot down our little plane, at least they could have gave us a box of them.
Well, they mentioned that there was other things that were shot down other than the one that was the Russian joint, and there was talks about how things weren't be able to be recovered, but I don't know. This is what these people claim. This balloon is something that's purchased for about $12, and they claim that their last transmission was on February 10th of this year at an altitude of about 38,910 feet.
Akarasho
Um,
pointed out something really quick, Herman, I have to pull up. And and, and,
what?
and
Mhm,
and it's the fact that in this illustration, there are
mhm.
no balloons over Asia or Russia. You
Oh yeah,
know
those shut
why?
them shits
You
down.
know why? Because they shoot shit down. Go ahead.
um, yeah, that was like I said at 38,910 feet. They were above the north coast of Alaska, moving towards, believe it or not, Canada.
Okay.
That's what
Okay.
they claim. Um, I don't know. And as we all know, that the following day, that the United States had claimed that they had shot down. Officials had claimed that they had shot down a couple of things that was up there floating about.
Well,
As
in that region,
one,
yes, in that
we know
region.
we know there was the one balloon there. They claimed it was the Chinese balloon.
Yeah, but the Chinese one they shot down here on the East Coast. The one
Right,
they shot down one somewhere in the Yukon over in Canada,
right.
and
And that's what I was going to tell you. This was over in Yukon territory, where this was shot down. So this is what they claim, that that's where their balloon was, and it was the last time they got a transmission. So who am I to say? It's not my balloon. It's not my equipment. I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
okay,
If
okay,
you excuse me,
understandable,
you know,
understandable. It's just that
that's what I'm hearing.
at any given time,
What
they
I'm hearing.
all of a sudden, right, the one over Lake Huron near Mackinac, it was that's somewhere around the Great Lakes, right? That one was shot down, Balloon Gate. That one
Mhm,
was shot down. Then they shot down one somewhere over by the Yukon,
mhm.
and one somewhere in between there.
Listen, show that picture of those guys again. If you got beef, talk to
Yeah,
them dudes.
yeah, yeah,
If you
yeah.
got
Hold
beef
on a
about the
sec.
balloon, talk to them dudes, because they look like a fair screw bunch of dudes that probably, bite your kneecap off or something.
Bunch of guys in a
You
bite
got
your
no
kneecap.
show. You got the other picture of them?
I'm trying to find it, man. I tried to find it. I think I shut it
Yeah, they
down.
got tough guy
Yeah,
group.
here they go. Here they
There they
go.
go. There they go.
Yes, it said they'll bite your kneecaps and then
What?
put you in a balloon and float your ass away.
Yep, couple of balloons and
Well,
that'd be
maybe
it.
not for $12 a balloon.
Listen, each of them get a balloon with some of that pure helium, they'll float you around.
Yeah, right. Could you imagine?
Mhm.
But think about it. This balloon here that he has behind him,
Yeah.
$12 balloon. They go anywhere from $12, I think you said up to about $180,
Yeah, well, yeah, I
depending
mean,
on
the average balloon you can get them for like $100. That's what they claim.
right. But this is I keep bringing this up because a lot of
Mhm.
kids that want to be meteorologists are into stuff like this.
Right. That's what
You
you got
know,
these projects and stuff like
it
that.
just their drones don't come back home like ours do.
Well, I don't know if I would call this a drone, but
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, basically, they're weather balloons. Yeah, the drone
just
you
a
have a lot
weather
more
balloon.
control. You have a
Just
lot
a,
more control over.
just a weather
Weather
balloon.
balloons,
They're just
you know
getting
when you
readings. They're just
right, but you know
collecting
when you
data.
launch it, you don't know where it's going.
Right. They're just collecting data from wherever.
Well, I hope they bring up a lawsuit.
And they can get the GPS, you know, up and
Oh,
down.
well, see, you see
They
what
know
what
exactly where it is.
hold on, Herman, you can answer this because Draymond, we actually know an actual airplane pilot that lives here in New York. Draymond says, I'm wondering just how many of these balloons where the UAV that were reported by airplane pilots as drones.
That's what I said earlier,
Technically, that
Draymond.
would be the
Um,
classification. Yes,
I know a guy, we both know a gentleman who's a pilot,
yes, yes.
and he has mentioned that you would be surprised how many just regular plastic
What
garbage
you
bags
see,
end up that high.
right? A regular black garbage bag
Just
blown
it
around.
catches the wind in the bag and it'll get up there somehow.
And we're talking 16,000 feet, 20,000 feet, airplane height, 38,000 feet. You see a bag up there, and out the corner of your eye, it may look like a drone at
Uh-huh.
first. You know,
Yeah.
it's very strong possibility. In fact, Pilot Jose,
Mm.
he says that he's right, Urban. You'd be
Mhm.
surprised how much stuff is blowing around up there in the air at those altitudes.
Yeah.
And think about it, even if just those balloons pop and the device detaches, the
Mm.
balloon may never hit the ground for a while. If it gets caught in winds,
Maybe, maybe not.
listen, if the
It might get
plastic
caught up.
bag
It
from your
might get
local
caught up.
store could be at 38,000 feet.
It might
Okay.
get caught on some bird somewhere.
Those balloons may have just saved us from being invaded by Martians. The Martians called off the invasion because they said the humans would shoot down anything.
Really? I don't think so.
Hey, John Olson, how are you?
John Olson, what's going on?
Welcome to the stream.
I ain't see Gary in the chat. Is Gary here?
That's true. He was there. He was there.
Was he? Oh,
He
okay.
was there.
I missed him.
No, he was there, definitely. He said to tell you hello. What happened to
I'm
identify
sorry.
target before shooting? Night train? What happened
They
to
probably
identify?
did try to get radio communication to it. And
Listen, they've been waiting to use these new missiles for a long time.
these aren't new.
Come on. Well, come on. They used a $9 million missile to
Hey,
shoot down
Gary.
a $12 balloon.
So,
You know?
I mean, that's what's speculated. I can't be
Right.
I
But still,
that's what these guys from the bubble
wouldn't it have been
brigade,
smarter
I mean, the
to use a machine gun?
what was it?
No?
The balloon brigade. Yeah, something like
The
that.
name. I got it right here. Hold on.
The bubble gum brigade.
Stop. Where's the name? Where's the name? These guys are calling themselves. I can't find it now. Hold on. Silver coated.
I have it written down. If you'd like, I can find it.
You're gonna have to because I can't. But
Uh,
don't shoot down any balloons, guys, because you have a group of guys like this coming out.
It might belong to the
Oh,
to
here it
those
is.
some guys.
The Northern Illinois
Bottle
bottle
cap.
cap balloon.
Yeah, that's where I
brigade.
got the bubble gum thing from. Yeah, bottle
The
cap
Northern Illinois Bottle Cap Balloon
balloon
Brigade.
brigade. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you see a balloon up in the sky, it could belong to them dudes. If you know.
Hey, Johnny Drone Flyer.
If you live in Northern Illinois, it's not floating over there. It's floating over Alaska somewhere.
Hey, Charlie.
Damn, that's a long way once you launch a balloon for it to get all the way over there.
Listen, as long as I'm getting data, I guess who cares?
Wow. That's interesting information though. The things that's going on you don't know about.
You
But
think
you know
so?
what?
Well,
Yeah,
I have an announcement for
what?
recreational flyers,
Really?
because they had passed a law. Well,
What
they
you got? What you
passed a
got? What
law.
you
The
got? What you got? What you got?
FAA had changed the rules so that 107 pilots could fly at night. Well, that meant that recreational pilots were not supposed to fly at night. Well, here you might want to hit your recorder. So if anyone says, "Hey, why are you flying at night?" you can play back this audio.
Really?
I want you to listen very
But
closely.
you can get the authorization.
You can get authorization, Lance authorization to fly at night, or you can get Lance authorization to fly at night and play this back.
I am super excited that today nighttime drone flying for recreational purposes just got a lot easier. If you fly
I
in
can't
controlled
hear.
airspace, you can now request a
Okay,
near
hold on.
real-time
No,
airspace
that's
What
fine.
the hell
authorization
is
through
this
low
now?
altitude authorization and
No, it's
notification
fine.
capability known as LANS. A friendly tip: once your request is approved, you'll also need to make sure that you follow the safety guidelines of FAA recognized community-based organization when you fly. As always, fly safe. I am super excited that
Here,
today nighttime
one
drone
more
flying
time.
for recreational purposes just got a lot easier. If you fly in controlled airspace, you can now request a near real-time airspace authorization through low altitude authorization and notification capability known as LANS. A friendly tip: once your request is approved, you'll also need to make sure that you follow the safety guidelines of FAA recognized community-based organization when you fly. As always,
And that
I
means,
am super
The
you need a
community-based
strobe. You
organization.
need a strobe that can be seen
Uh-huh.
for 3 to 5 nautical miles on top of your drone. You
Right,
need to
but
have Lance authorization from
yeah,
before you fly, or loft, or whatever you use, but
yeah.
you need to have it.
Uh-huh. But what I didn't understand with what she was talking about with the community-based organizations, if I'm flying in controlled airspace, unless okay,
All right, hands up.
because there are community-based organizations where or what they're calling freers now
Yeah, yeah.
are in controlled airspace. They were always in controlled airspace, like
Hmm.
the airfield over in at Flushing.
Yeah.
That's one I'm curious to know how that's going to work, because I know that the FAA is supposed to apply for each and every one of their airfields based upon most of them all have clubs at those airfields, but that one doesn't have a club.
I noticed that. Even though there's enough people to go there for them to have one.
Yeah, that one
And I'm
doesn't.
sure if they were to start a club there at out in Flushing, people would
Mhm.
jump on it.
The other two that's any worth flying have clubs,
Yeah. Yeah. Calvert Vaux.
and Garrison.
Yeah.
I don't know
That's
what's
true.
going on in Staten Island, because to go across the Verrazano 17 to fly, that's already $17. That's like getting a permit somewhere to go fly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. And we're trying to stop all of that.
You know.
Once again, I just want to let you, do clubs have clearance to have flights at night? Draymond's asking. Do
Well, see,
clubs have clearance?
this is interesting that you asked that, because I can't answer that. I mean, now they're talking about following community-based guidelines and stuff like that for flying at operating at night, but I would assume that everything else for flight at night applies. You're just flying from the community-based organization field if it's in controlled airspace, is what I think that might pertain to. Don't get me. I'm not, don't quote me on that. I'm just saying that's how I interpret it. Because if you're flying, if it had anything to do with a community-based organization, what was the need to mention the fact that it's in controlled airspace? Because the rules for flying at night is the rules for flying at night.
I get what you're saying.
So
So
that brings up the question that Draymond's asking, and he's right. I mean, I guess
do
so.
clubs have clearance to
Now.
have flights at night?
I guess
That's
so
very
now.
interesting then.
I
What's
guess
up,
so
Colin?
now,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
based on what she's talking.
Yeah, as a recreational pilot, you're allowed to fly at night. Now, I'm going to assume that there are some clubs out there that have night meetings or night flights. I would assume so. We did that in Rhode Island. Well, no, that wasn't a club. That was not a club. That was completely different.
That's
Yeah.
not exactly
No.
the same thing, even if it was 5 boroughs. 5 boroughs don't have a airfield that they could have gotten to say that, even though they could, but they wouldn't, to say that they're a community-based organization, to say that this airfield here, they want to have it designated as, and you apply for that. But
Bob Casey says Class G airspace all day. Come join me.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. That's the deal.
Hit it.
There's more than enough Class G airspace. And if you are, but as the lady said in the video, if you are in controlled airspace,
right.
Well, you should know whether you're in controlled airspace or not. First of all, the controlled airspace is the kicker. Everything else is standard ops. Correct.
Right.
So they're saying in controlled airspace, you can now fly as a recreational pilot at night, providing you abide by the FAA rules. You need a strobe on your drone that can be seen for 3 to 5 nautical miles. And everything else applies with flying within the line of sight and
back in to mention
having a spotter and everything else.
But if you remember, she goes back into talking about community-based organization.
Right. And that's where it sounds like it's speak with forked tongue.
And that's why, like James said, do clubs have the, because that's what it sounds like. But Lawrence, you know what I wanted to tell you, moving on with this, we talk so much about eVTOLs and advanced air mobility and what the FAA and what they're doing, and we talk even with this, like I said, we talk about everything from what you fly from to what you may be flying in.
Yeah.
And New York's Blade Air Mobility and what's this company here? Beta Technologies.
Yes.
Well, they have announced their successful flight of their
here in New York City.
Test flight of the of Beta's Alea 250 EVA.
Hold on. Yes, that is Manhattan in the background.
Yeah, this was the test flight was at Westchester County's airport in White Plains, New York. This is marking the first test flight ever of piloted EVA in the greater New York area. Believe it or not.
In terms of timing, I think you'll be
I'm happy for it.
And it's also the instant success of a partnership of these two companies. As they say, they plan to bring what they call safe, quiet, and sustainable air transport to commuter and commercial customers.
Okay.
That's what Beta and Blade is saying.
Well, they say this flight was long enough that they actually flew from one
Mhm.
point to another, recharged, and
Mhm.
continued the flight,
Right. Okay.
which I think is that's what they need to do. They need to come in and show that you can fly these things around. This is the charging station that they
Mhm.
use. It looks like it's the same typical charging station of an e-car. Well, I'm sure
Mhm.
a lot more powerful, but that's good to see.
Well, you know what, Lawrence? There's the CEO of for Blade, Rob Wiesenthal.
Okay.
He says this is historical for Blade and New York and the urban air mobility industry. You know, because this demonstration was big and it was a very big milestone. You know, because they're transitioning from helicopters. You know, from making the helicopters to to making these electric vehicles. So remember I told you that what was going to replace the helicopter?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
this company is they're transitioning from the helicopter to an electric vehicle.
And I see it happening. I see it highly possible.
You know,
They've already okayed the midnight Archer's midnight eVTOL to fly between Newark Airport and Lower Manhattan. Um let's get shit on the ball, guys. I want to see something flying around. That's all. Because I want to see a lot of this stuff flying around because there are so many naysayers out there that said it would never happen. And for years, we've been doing stories on how much closer these companies are getting. And
well, you know what? I think the biggest thing with this and the most impressive thing about this drone, believe it or not, because UPS was interested in this drone because they wanted to be able to use it between different hubs,
yeah, yeah,
different UPS places. You know, the UPS has like a main, excuse me, they have main terminals. They wanted to be able to use it between there.
right. Well, you
Um,
forgot. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear, but and you did mention it. But this company, Blade, is basically they want to focus on cargo, but do have the capability and
right.
are willing to do passenger as well.
That's what I was saying. That
Yeah,
UPS
yeah.
is interested in it, but it's designed to be able to do either or. And uh,
There's a Blade video if you want to watch it.
these are
It's sent.
guys who, like I said, were into making helicopters, and they're
Mm-hmm.
transitioning from making regular helicopters to now making electric helicopters.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty much
That's
what they're making. But
right.
from what I think was the most impressive part about this Alea 250 was the battery charging capacity and its the way it charges, the way it produces its power. You know, I mean, we can get into the top nerd situation of it, or I can make it more simplified on it if you want. Which basically it has a well, let's do the simplified version of it. It has a battery charging range of up to about what is it, 950 volts DC?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. With the current charge at about 350 amps. So yeah, I guess you understand the concept of that, right? Amps to voltage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get into the whole KVAs and all of the charging ranges and all the shit
And well,
that was produced for this. But
also during this flight, they had
uh,
a helicopter alongside her.
Right. Well, what I was saying about this thing, what was so funny that you talk about the helicopter and transitioning. The Aliyah has an approximate range of its title, which is 250 nautical miles.
That's not bad.
You know,
On a single
at,
charge.
right, with at a cruise speed of 146 knots.
Okay. All right. That's not bad. I'd have to go to my conversion right now. 146 knots.
Yeah. So that's like, well, how many lumps do you want? 3 or 4.
Oh, okay. Hold on. See, I might can fit about 3 or 4.
No, but
146 knots is 168 miles per hour. That's not a little slow. That's not slow.
mhm.
But I guess up high, it would look like it's. Hey, Jody, welcome back. Up
But
high,
you
it
could,
would look like it's moving slow
uh-huh.
because planes pass by all the time, and they're usually at about 200 miles per hour, a little under, depending on how low they are. They don't crank up their power until they're up high.
How fast you said that was again?
168 miles per hour.
Okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, that's fast enough that things come up quick.
Yeah, yeah. Obstacle avoidance. Detect and avoid.
I didn't see them mention anything about the obstacle avoidance sensors.
No, they did. Now, see, they did not. But
But
you
you
have to
know it's
assume
there.
if
It
it's going to be
has
right,
to
if it's
be
going to be
there.
flying in a UTM,
It
unmanned traffic management system, it has to
be
have
there.
detect and avoid.
Right. It has to be.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
totally has to be.
Right,
It's
or else they're not going to let it enter. Okay. I hope you enjoyed dinner, Jody. Glad you're back. I hope dinner was good. But Beta Blade, the fact that they had this flight here in New York is this that's what's up. Opening
Well,
a
the
new
company
window.
is based here in New York.
Right,
And,
right.
like I said to you, they've been working on this thing, and UPS was interested in it right away,
There it is.
even before this.
But see, looking at Manhattan in the background,
Mhm.
I knew that Manhattan was this close to Westchester because here's the Bronx. There's Co-op City right there in the
Where do
Bronx.
you think Westchester County is?
Yeah, right outside. I didn't
Oh,
realize
that's
it was
part of New York City, bro.
I didn't realize it was that close to the
Remember
Bronx.
when you were saying that how you live in the suburbs?
Yeah.
You was trying to steal their glory.
But you notice I don't make that claim anymore. You notice I don't make that claim. I don't live. Hey, Paulie, have a great evening, man. We appreciate you coming through. I definitely
Well,
don't
hey,
make
what's
that
going on,
claim
man?
that I live in the suburbs. I may be from the suburbs,
Mhm.
or I may fly in the suburbs, but
And
I'm not in the suburbs anymore.
okay,
We've left.
you left.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
They didn't want me there. You know how it goes.
How they say? Well, you're moving on up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess.
Moving on up.
I guess that's what you call it. Sometimes you have to take a leap of faith.
Uh-oh.
That's what I did.
Uh-oh.
I leaped all right. I don't know how much faith is left.
You ever, you ever you ever watch that show King of Queens
Oh, of course. Of course.
with that whole leap of faith thing? You know, that shit was
Yeah, you guys you want to see what that is funny to the sky. It is that sometimes you have to take a leap of faith, whether you want to or not. But
yeah.
anyway, kudos to Blade and Beta and Blade Air Mobility
You just
and
don't
the
want to
Aliyah
fleece.
250 eVTOL. because it looks like between UPS and a few other people, you might see a few of these flying around.
They'll get sold. I mean,
Oh, I know. Yeah, they're already approved.
once it's a go, you're gonna start to see a flood of these things coming. And you know it's gonna be
They're
like,
saying they're
you know it's
working
gonna be
towards
like. You remember the hoverboard?
from Back to the Future.
The hoverboard that guy came out with.
Oh yeah,
That
yes,
poor
yes,
soul came out with the
yes.
hoverboard, and you can forget about patents.
Hey
They were
TJ.
everybody was making a hoverboard after that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right about that. Well, we'll
Forget
see what
about
happens.
patents.
The fact that there'll be so many options is a plus.
Well, I mean, you don't want to get caught up in having just the one type of aircraft.
True. This is true, but
No, they're all different markets, different bids for different things. But it is what it is. I mean,
well, the fact that they plan on starting out with cargo and are compatible for passenger, they're covering both ends of the market.
Mhm.
Because mostly everyone is talking passenger.
Mhm.
Very few. We've done about 5 or 6 stories of people, companies doing cargo.
Mhm.
But
You
to
know
be
what?
honest,
I would like to go back to some of the stories like what we did before, when we talked about some of the eVTOLs that are used for like different work other than, because most of them, if you look at it, are used to that they're using it to either deliver something
mm-hmm,
or to carry people.
right,
You know,
right, exactly.
you don't see many of them that are out there being used to do many other things. I mean, there are some that actually, believe it or not, that are actually used for mapping.
Right. I believe it. I could believe
Well,
that.
no, we've
Why
mentioned
not?
a few of them that take off vertically and fly
Yes,
like a fixed
like
wing,
right, like this one,
and that are
Pipistrel.
used for mapping. Uh, yeah, well, this here, the Nuva, what was that, the 300?
Oh,
That's
this one is the
that's a big
Pipistrel.
cargo.
That's
Yeah,
that's the
that's a
yeah, that's the new of 300. Yes.
yeah, that's a big cargo joint. That's gonna carry a whole lot of stuff,
Right.
like a
Well,
small plane.
even this one is it's they plan on changing out. They're doing a lot of stuff as far as eVTOLs, but this particular plane they're actually changing out and making it a lot lighter using electric engines as well.
Mhm.
Um, for specific cargo carry. So the fuselage, the plane can now is 1,000 times lighter, runs on electric batteries. They've basically taken a propeller plane and redesigned it into this right here, into a fixed wing. It's an existing C-130, parts included. You can trick it out for cargo.
Whoa, look at that.
Hold
Get
on.
back, Jack.
And then we're not even talking about hyperloops, which they're supposedly working on also. Drop something into a container and it whooshes across the country in an hour, 30 minutes or whatever whatever hyper speed it travels at. So we're not just talking stuff in the air. This change is coming whether we want it to or not.
Tubes.
Mm-hmm. Hyper
This,
tubes.
this reminds me of, what was that movie? What was that Tron?
I was going to say Tron. Okay, speeds of 600 miles per hour. You can send 2,800. Now imagine, send something from Canada to anywhere else that's hooked up through these tubes. Supposedly there's one under the White House, but who knows?
You know what's the best part about these tubes?
What's that?
Getting this done is going to be nearly impossible, and I tell you
I
why.
know that. I know that.
Because my state senator doesn't like your state senator, and we're going to
Mm-hmm.
argue about who should build it
Right.
and who should
I
foot
don't,
this and where the
Herman.
money that pays for it should come from.
Herman.
And
Hey,
I'm
hey,
not doing
Deneen,
it.
what's
You
up?
should do it.
What's up,
Steven,
Deneen? What's up, Stevie, Deneen, and Scott? How are you? Sorry, I
what's
was in
going
another
on? Denise
window.
is here?
Yeah, yeah.
Where is she? I don't know. Oh, there she goes. All right. What's going on,
She's in the
Denise?
chat. But there's that video that I just showed. But
Susie.
once again, we will show. I will want to give kudos to Blade and Beta for doing that test here in New York, up in Westchester,
Well,
and uh,
they're here in New York, so they might as well do the
here
test here.
they're
I'm
here.
just glad that they're able to get it done here. And honestly, you would have to, be honest with yourself. The work that's being done with New Air, and I'm up there
Mhm.
in the in what's that, between Syracuse or that and Rome, whatever.
Yes, in Rome, New York. Yeah, the 50-mile
Work that's
corridor.
being done up there with New Air and drone responders has probably opened the door, paved the way for that to be able to that test flight to even be possible
Right, because
at an airport in
yeah,
Westchester County.
I agree. I do agree. So let's see how it turns out.
Things are happening. But we talk about remote ID and all these other things, and where is this going? Why do they need remote ID? Why do we talk about these
If you
eVTOLs?
want to fly, damn it, you better have it.
We talk about these eVTOLs, and we talk about AAM, advanced air mobility. And your thing was the whole vertiports, and where these things going to land. We talk about all of these things, but the one thing that's going to all tie it all together, and we mentioned these things before, because like I said, when we were talking about this, and I said, it's funny, we talk about every damn thing here on this channel, because anything that comes up in the unmanned world, whether it's from the drones that we fly to the drones we may be flying in someday,
Right.
no one talks about more eVTOLs than we do. And you talk about some of these aircraft, we've mentioned like some of them, and some of these aircraft.
Can you repeat that last sentence?
About the eVTOLs?
That no one does more drone
Oh
news
no,
about.
but no one talks about more of these eVTOLs than we do, because we, like you had mentioned, like some people even said it's not going to happen. But I mean, I don't think. Forget about your pizza; it's not coming.
Right.
The things that are
Exactly.
planned, from some of the things that I've seen that are happening, and it's funny because I told you this before. I work in construction, and I know already that what they're talking is already being done with pipe runs. Because when I told you we built the research center uptown, the one I showed you on the map, we can go in and see on the computer this whole room, big room that we're working in, and all this equipment and all this machinery and all these big pipe runs to feed it and to jump from one piece of equipment to the other. It's all on there in 3D and color coded. No pipe run is at the same height as any other pipe run in there, so none of them will run into each other.
Right. That
But
makes
that's
sense.
neither here nor there. A lot of this type of work has to be done to be able to have these cargo drones and stuff flying all over the place. And what we were looking at, and we had saw that that it was announced in an article that I was checking out, that this Danish company, startup company, Skypuzzler, they've been nominated as I believe as a finalist in the shaping the future skies category.
Yes.
Of this year's cancel ATM awards.
I was happy to see this because, just to let you be real brief and let you get back to the story, a lot of people are talking, let's build eVTOLs, let's do this, but no one's talking about the ATMs, the air traffic management systems that this shit is going to have to fly around in. Thus, like you said, why you're going to need remote ID. But more so they can avoid your ass.
Well, to be recognized, actually, just that you're up there. But
yeah.
As far as this, the panel of judges have recognized them basically for this award as the highest in innovation and leading towards the future in air traffic management, with an emphasis, like I said before, innovation, collaboration, resilience, and sustainability, as well as safety. So this was, I didn't know this was actually a thing.
It is.
I didn't know that they actually were bids in to win an award on who can come up with a traffic management system
that's feasible.
I mean, is it something that they're looking to implement here? Once I find out more information.
Well, I'm assuming right now from this particular story, I'm assuming this is here in the United States where they're trying to do this. But I wanted to put the video back and point out something that you mentioned. Right now, it would be nice if I shared it, wouldn't it? Right now, from the way this video shows, where's Zoom? Oh, duh. It disappeared on me. Now, from what this video shows, everyone has their own little UTM or their own little network. And you're cool as long as you're flying within these areas. But these ATMs combine all of this. This air traffic management and remote ID combines all of this and makes it so that
scalable for the drone industry. Skypuzzler develops an algorithm to deconflict flying drones safely.
Yeah, because I was going to address something that Stevie had said.
The algorithm
go ahead.
Monitors the airspace for potential.
Oh no, I heard a video and I was just saying.
Go ahead. I'm muted.
But you wanted them to hear that portion of the video. No, but Stevie has said that he doesn't mind like law enforcement or being able to track his drone. And Stevie, I still totally agree with you on that. I still had a gripe about that because it makes absolutely no sense for Joe Schmo to be able to say that's John Joe Public's drone and he's over there.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to buy groceries or I'm going about my business, I don't know. I guess.
Well,
it leaves the door open, but Lawrence, it leaves the door open for too many sticking them.
It does leave the door open, but think about this, Stevie, and think about this, Herman, and everybody that's listening to the live stream. Everyone's saying they don't mind pilots, other drone pilots, and law enforcement tracking their drone. Think about this. Every time you go out flying, the odds of you meeting another drone pilot are so slim that it's that slim that someone's going to actually have a drone app in their pocket to say, oh, there's drones flying over me. If you understand what I'm saying, Herman, there's not going to be, everyone's not going to have these apps in their phones. People aren't going to be walking. There will be people walking around.
I get what you're saying. But
for the average population, no.
But they could.
They could, but the information means nothing to them.
Watch what I'm going to show you. How many people have you showed what was that, flight radar, or was it
24, yeah.
24? How many people
Right,
have you
flight
shown
radar
that-
24, yeah.
How many people have you shown that to, and they're like, oh, I didn't know we had that. Give me that. Let me get that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. But not the average person.
Same thing.
I still say. Yeah, I get it.
You're right.
I
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I get it. But for every 100 people out there on the street that look up and say, oh, a drone, out of that 100, there's
Lawrence,
less than 10% of people
How
who
many-
could give a fuck about it.
but how many times have you said right here yourself on this stream that they tell people, if you see a drone flying, report it?
Yeah, yeah. They're still doing it present day. They're still doing it. It will become a thing with these people that have too
Isn't
much
that-
idle time. Yes, Stevie, that is true. Idle time.
That's
may make
exactly
us
what
off
Stevie's
behind,
saying.
too. You hear Mr. Herman?
No,
Idle
you're
time may
right, but
make
that's
us off
exactly what
behind,
Stevie's
too.
talking about.
And
Those
Draymond's
nonsense
right.
like that.
And the aeroscope device, the aeroscoping, he's put aero ping, but I'm assuming he means aeroscope device. That is only for law enforcement anyway.
Right.
So I don't mind the law knowing what I'm doing.
But that
If I'm-
has a
if-
higher range. That has
Yes.
a higher range. And John Joe
That is a lot
Public's
more accurate.
not going to buy one.
Remember?
John Joe Public's not going to buy that.
True. That's
But
true.
a phone app that'll do what that couple $1,000 piece of equipment at the airport is doing.
Yeah.
You probably piss off the people at the airport with this.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they work all of these.
They only care
drones.
about the drones around the airport. They don't care about the drones 10 miles down.
True.
I can
That's
do that
true.
with my phone app. Get rid
Well,
of
you
the
see what they
aeroscope.
did. You see what they did with the Super Bowl. Aeroscope has a 5 to 7 mile radius. And they put a 30-mile radius around
Right.
the stadium. And I could bet you they used Aeroscope within that 30-mile radius.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
They use something. That was just
I
to
know.
tell you,
I know. I would have liked to have been a paid drone pilot to
just
fly
told
that
you.
drone,
They just told you not to.
right?
What you do is you
Oh, air
thrash-
opping is a remote ID device.
what you do
Oh,
is
air. Go
what
ahead.
you do is you thrash one dude, right? Real bad with fines and heavy fines. And then everybody
And possible jail time.
right. And subsequently everybody else from now be like, you know what, I ain't flying by the Super Bowl. That shit's in the dome anyway, you know. That shit's stupid anyhow, yo. It's in the dome. I ain't flying my drone over a dome. I'm see the dome. I can't see the game. I ain't flying my shit over there. Fuck it. We got 30 miles anyway, bro. 30 miles. That means if you turn it on in your house, they're gonna know.
Okay, I was looking at what Draymond
30
what
miles.
Draymond had mentioned real quick. Aero ping. I personally, this is my first time hearing about it, so I'll probably do some research on it for the next live stream. But it seems ping seems to be a device that you can put on your
Oh, you
drone.
never heard about this? It's in the UK.
Okay, that's probably
Yeah.
why I didn't hear about it. I know that they are working on one here in the States, but
We do
I-
have one here.
yeah, that one I'm familiar with. I wasn't familiar with this one here, but in real-time drone transponder for e-identification to increase air safety. Guys, would you put this on a drone that didn't have GPS? I mean, remote ID. Would you? I just want to know in the chat. Would you guys use it, or would you?
Between that and the strobe,
Yeah. You can't say you can't see me now. Oh, and Draymond says it's FAA approved, so they could sell it here in the States. Yeah, okay.
yeah.
Because I don't know if you realize this,
I
guys.
was
but
gonna
if you-
I was
if
gonna
you-
mention this. What was it, a week or so ago?
Well,
but
I don't know if you guys
I
have.
had a lot of other stuff that had come up and
You were
I
gonna
figured
mention.
that. No, I figured that it was plastered everywhere on a lot of the drone routes. You know,
It's a remote ID device to add to your
When
drone, TJ. The GJ was asking, is that GPS? I was telling it's remote ID. The software tracking part is only for the user and approved agency. Okay. Now see, That's interesting. If you have a company, you put that on all your drones. If you have a surveying company or construction management company, I guess you would want to do that. I wouldn't worry about it.
What?
Putting remote, right. If you have an Inspire, you can put it on an Inspire.
Well, you're talking about the tag?
Yeah. That people are saying it depends not on my Inspires. Someone wants to know it depends on the cost. Well, to be honest, if you're flying DJI, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But there are drones that don't have
you know what, Lawrence?
capability.
You know, one of the things, talk about what, with drones and stuff like that, putting stuff like that on the drone. You saw, well, I showed this because you saw how I put the strobe on the Phantom and on, well, yeah, I put the strobe on the Phantom and the Mavic 3 and well, the Air 2S is a little different because of the way the battery setup is.
Right.
You see how I do those? It's a little piece of Velcro that sits on the top near the back section of the drone, and it's the other side is on the strobe itself, so it just pops on, pops on,
right,
pops on,
right.
pops on. It's the heavy duty
that 3M,
not the one that's like it starts to turn to wool after a while you pulling it off. Not that one. It just it kind of like interlocks one another. And I use that to hold.
It's interlocking Velcro.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
There's the little hooks. Yeah.
3M produces it.
I use the same one. I actually almost destroyed my strobe trying to take it off.
Yeah, that's what I said. You know what I'm talking about because you do the same thing, and yeah.
But see, I was saying I almost destroyed my strobe trying to take it off. That's how good that damn Velcro is.
Oh, you got to just pull it off. Don't
try. I found that out. I don't try to twist it or peel it off. You just have to go.
You got to let one side stick to the other and the other one stick to the other, and let it stay that way, and then you can fasten it later on. Let them both adhere to what they're on, and
we're all going to break down and comply with remote ID. Unfortunately, Bob Casey,
you might have to, because if not,
right now, if you go to register your drone, it asks you, does your drone have remote ID? So you have that option. I had to register my Mavic 3 Classic, and of course, I registered under 107, but they asked, does the drone have a remote ID transponder in it already? And if it does, what's the transponder number?
Well, here's the thing. Yes, you're going to have to do that, but what I'm noticing from now, what is already happening with DJI stuff, is that when you turn off your internet connection, you're automatically getting this remote ID error.
Yeah, if you pay attention to your controller, your
so
RC.
I don't know if that's going to mean that you're not complying or you are complying, because I do know that what it did say from day one in the whole diagrams that were put out about how remote ID works, that you need to have an internet connection.
The Air 2S will be able to comply with remote ID, Bob Casey.
Yes,
because the Air 2S came out. The Air 2S came out after.
There's a whole list of drones in
December. Yeah, you know what? Let's see. Let's see if I can find it. DJI list of drones.
For DJI drones that are compliant, and it's mostly everything from like the Air 2 through that's come out, meaning like even all of the Enterprise, the Agris, and all that other stuff, the Mavic 3.
Okay, here's a list right here. Here's a list right here of all of the drones that already comply, and they only have to update software, the firmware. The Air 2S, the Mavic 3 series, the Sin, the Mavic 3, the Classic, the Sin, the Avata, the DJI Mini 3, the DJI Mini 3 Pro. All of these drones that I just listed right here. Hold on. It said more items. I don't believe it, but let's check.
Go check that out.
Yeah, okay, here it is. DJI drones with remote ID. Oh, shit. The Mavic Pro, the Mavic, hey, check it out. The Mavic Pro Platinum.
Yep.
DJI Air 2S, the Mavic 3, the Mavic 3 Classic, the Mavic 3 Sin, the Avata, the Mini 3, the Mini 3 Pro, the Mavic 3 Enterprise, the Mavic 3 Thermal, the Mavic 3 Multispectral, the Matrice 30, the Matrice 30 Thermal, the M300 RTK, the Agris T40, the Agris T30. These are all of the drones. If it's not in this list, they go back as far as the Mavic Pro Platinum.
Do I lie to you when it comes to this stuff?
But someone had asked in the chat, so I figured I would just specify. I'm talking about the Mavic Air 2. It is not the same. Oh, it's not the same drone as the Air 2S. Same battery. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Same battery, same kind of.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood Bob Casey when he was.
What was he saying?
I thought he was asking, is it RID capable? The Air 2 would be RID capable with something like that chip on it, that transponder on the top of it.
Isn't that crazy how that works?
Yeah.
That's just like, if you remember when they had with the Phantom 4 and the Phantom 4 Pro, and everyone thought that they were the same airframe altogether.
Yep.
No, just the top part, not the landing gear.
Right, the landing gear is different. You pointed that out. Stevie, stop it. The GoPro Karma is compatible with the garbage.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Well, yeah, wouldn't that be funny? That would.
That would be crazy. Too much the GoPro Karma. The GoPro Karma is remote ID
compliant. That would be funny.
But for the 5 of you that still have one,
you're going to see one in a museum one day. Guy's going to get $1 million for one of them. Watch one day. Who even flies that car?
Probably someone has got one unopened.
There's someone in Long Island by a job that I do that does have a Karma. I haven't seen it for about a year and a half, but I remember going out in the backyard and I was like, that's not DJI. It's like, oh shit, that's a Karma. I was like, let me go back inside before it falls out the sky.
He's a glutton for punishment, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, could you imagine?
The GoPro Karma.
Marvin goes remote ID Karma. Hashtag remote ID Karma.
No.
That's funny. But getting back to what we were talking about, this Skypuzzler adding to the awards, being nominated for ATM. Kudos to them because
the highest excellence in innovation, collaboration, something that's sustainable. That's the main feat. That's the main thing that everybody's talking about. Something that is sustainable, not something that's going to be here today and gone tomorrow, or something that that we can actually continuously reuse.
Yeah, I wanted to play this video so for guys sometimes people have to see things to maybe understand them, and that's why I wanted to play the Skypuzzler video, because it explains exactly what an ATM is and why these guys won this award.
Unfortunately, air traffic control cannot deconflict the increasing number of drones. Today, most drones fly in restricted areas or corridors for safety reasons. This concept is not scalable for the drone industry. Skypuzzler develops an algorithm to deconflict flying drones safely. With this solution, the drone industry can fly in a free route airspace. The algorithm continuously monitors the airspace for potential conflicts between drones and other airspace users. When a conflict is identified, the algorithm will make the necessary routing or height adjustments to the drone control software. After the adjustments, the drone will return to its planned routing and destination. Skypuzzler.
That's pretty much it.
So what I'm getting from that is, and from what I understand from Altitude Angel.
Yeah.
Altitude Angel is also someone who is very well versed in
Okay, Bob.
they've been doing this. They've been doing this for quite some time. All right, Bob. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, man.
Stevie got jokes. He said that the video looked like a 5-borough meetup.
The thing about, and you might be right there, Stevie, because what Altitude Angel is saying, right, and based on what I'm looking at this. So as I'm out there trying to get that shot of that building, right, at night, right. What
at 300 feet.
Right. What might happen is my drone might do this, right? As I'm flying forward, my drone might do this.
Go down and the possibility.
Because
no,
they want to bring some Kentucky Fried Chicken. No. No.
The Colonel's coming after you.
No, because they got a cargo freight, a tube socks that got to get from one end of the country to the other.
That's okay though. That's okay as long as it all works.
But then now that means I got to turn around and go back
and get that shot
and try to line my shot up again to get my shot
until the next cargo comes by and moves you out of the way.
Until the next cargo drone comes and it's like, I'm flying into this corridor over here trying to get this shot.
Right, exactly. But let's see. I want to see it work first. I want to see, because trust me, before they integrate our drones.
Angel is saying that you'll be able to fly in it with no problem. They'll just redirect you a little bit.
Right. So if think about it now, Herman. Think about it. How many times have you flown your drone and it says your drone may cross the path of a flight of a
Well, that's all the time, because you are.
Right. Now, what does it do? It either stops you from going through, or it only allows you to go through at a certain altitude. Same thing.
Depending on where you're flying.
Right. But that's basically the same concept right there.
Like in all of the G-class space here in Brooklyn,
pigeons aren't real.
It recognizes those flight paths.
Yes.
But it still allows you to fly through them, like the big hatch that's in downtown Brooklyn.
Yes, you can.
It'll still allow you at 300 feet to float down past the downtown Brooklyn.
True. That is true.
With planes flying over your head. You still can get that clearance. You can get that authorization. Well, even though many people don't believe that you can
listen, Herman, I had a police officer last year stop me before they closed down the spot by the train bridge, which I told you is no longer open. Parks Department took it over. The police officer comes in. Well, we got a report of some guy. You're back here doing something. I said, well, I'm back here flying a drone. He says, what? You're flying a drone? I said, sir, officer, I have clearance through the FAA. This is my clearance right here on my phone. And I let him look at it. He says, but you're not supposed to be able to fly the plane. I said, officer, that each plane that passes us is 1,200 to 1,300 feet in the air. And he's like, well, how do you know that? And I pulled out Flight Radar 24 and I showed him. I said, you see that plane coming towards us? That's that plane. That plane is going to Miami. Its altitude is so-and-so. And as you see, it's passing over us now and it's at 12,600 feet. And he was like, I didn't know that you drone pilots and there was so much tech out there to allow you to do this.
I would have hit you with the belligerent stick.
For what?
See,
already.
Belligerent.
They're being belligerent, right?
Put you right in the car.
And then the drone lands and sees me on the ground all bloody. Huh?
Yep.
Shame. But anyway, kudos to Skypuzzler for coming up with this. And I hope they get more awards for this. I mean, like I said, everyone's coming up with an eVTOL, but no one's thinking about the traffic management systems, air traffic management systems,
Well, you
or
know what?
UTMs.
I don't know where they are in Japan when it comes to their urban air mobility or
Yeah,
even advanced air mobility program.
right.
But believe it or not, EHang, because I'm watching the numbers move on EHang. And
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm watching the numbers move on eHang every day.
EHang, EHang, hmm.
They did it.
Yeah, they
They did it.
just completed their in Japan the first autonomous uh
Passenger flight.
passenger carried flight. Now EHang their what's this, the EH 216 passenger grade AAV completed its first passenger carry autonomous flight, which happens to be the first one for the country even ever. And this autonomous eVTOL craft happened to have had what was it, 2 passengers, Lawrence, 2 passengers,
Yes.
no pilot, and this was it flew along the coast of, I'm not even going to get into start pronouncing, what is it, the Tuno, yeah, whatever.
Well, I wanted to point out something really
Tuna
quick.
Beach.
I wanted to point out.
Tuna Beach.
Well, before you go on,
I believe that's how it's pronounced.
I just want to point this out. We keep in
Sonora
mind.
Beach.
But hold on, Herm. I just want to point this.
My mistake.
I just want to point this little point
Mhm.
out. Us Americans do not have to worry about ever being seen in one of these.
Because
As you see, these gentlemen are in here and they're quite bunched up. So unless they make this a one-seater for my fat bastard ass,
no. See, what you got to get right, is the windows, right, pop out.
Or like stick my feet out.
A louver system. Yeah, you can get one arm out that window, right?
No, not with them props.
The other guy gets his arm out. You're underneath the glass.
No, I'm good. But kudos to them for their first passenger flight, their first autonomous
They look stuffed in there.
Yeah, they were stuffed in there like sardines.
You know what? I'm gonna get an electric car.
Thank you. Where I don't have to squeeze into it. I don't have to squeeze into it, right?
Yeah, don't they make electric SUVs and stuff like that?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. EHang does.
No, not EHang. I'm talking about the regular automakers. I'm gonna get the. I'm waiting. All right, here's what it is. I'm gonna upgrade the Escalade, Lawrence, when they come.
What's up, View Chaser?
When they come out with the fully electric one.
Are you gonna upgrade to the electric Escalade?
When they come out with the fully electric one, that's when I'll change it in. That's when I'll decide to change it. But you know what? Maybe
you see,
maybe not.
You see what Stevie put? You're gonna scuff up the front of your Nikes on takeoff. He says, Lawrence. Yeah, with this size 14, yeah, you're right about that shit. What? It might not fit in the foot compartment.
Listen, that thing is too tight. It looked like one of them Coney Island rides.
Listen, I'm going back to it again. I'm just pulling it up, the picture. First, I want to show you this gentleman right here. Okay. He is vertically challenged.
We don't ever have to worry about that.
He's vertically challenged, right? This gentleman, he is short. Okay. He's shorter than the palm trees. No, I'm just joking.
But the palm trees are way in the back.
I know. But
he could be a 6 footer.
Even in here, he looks bunched up.
Yeah, he's tightening it. All right. This thing right here, I don't believe it carries more than 600 pounds.
This is why I'm saying, unless they make a one-seater for my fat bastard ass.
So we know that neither one of the two of these gentlemen are 200 pounds.
Yes, this is my point. That's exactly my point. Combined, they may not be 200 pounds.
Stop. 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 No.
I'm just saying. Listen, I would love to get in a passenger drone, but I'm not getting in an eggshell one shaped like an egg. Oh, Gary says, don't fart in the cabin. Don't fart.
That's
Don't
any
have,
enclosed
don't,
vehicle.
No, don't have halitosis.
That's any enclosed vehicle.
True. That's
Can you
true.
imagine riding across country with somebody in the car and they just blowing
No.
it down?
No, stop it. Right there, stop.
Just blowing it down.
Listen, Herman,
Mm-hmm.
it's unfortunately, it's that time, bro.
What time is it?
It's that time already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's that time, and I'm glad that we actually start Wednesday nights off, because even though I have to get up at 5 a.m, I probably won't be. Once I shut down the
I
computer.
have something to do tomorrow. I just don't remember exactly what it is in the order. I got to go
It'll
look.
come to you. Somebody will call you and remind you.
No, I got to go look at my notes because I know I got to go over here and I got to call this guy and tell him I got to check to see how the weather. What's the weather like in the morning? If not, I can get those pictures. You know what was the scariest thing? And I said I would never go back in one of them after Pilgrim. Was going back into that event, the building there, the house, to take those pictures for the for that guy.
Yeah.
Whatever I have to take a picture of, I will. But
understandable. Which, by the way, he did love those pictures. The realtor, he did like them. My boy Corey gave him what we sent.
They gotta do something about it. That thing's got to be gutted and redone completely.
Listen, I told them when they're ready to go in there and they make the floors more solid, we'll come back.
He knows what he's got to do, but I hope the pictures were helpful for them. That they do what they got to do.
They liked everything we took. He was like, "Yo, you got the second." He liked everything. He was surprised we went up to the second floor. He knew we weren't going to the top.
Yeah, because that was I didn't want you to have to help me up from downstairs in the basement.
Help you up? You mean all of us? Because me and you were the only two up there.
You don't understand. I didn't
notice Corey stopped on the first floor, right?
No, I didn't want to go up to the third floor and then I'll be like, yo, Lawrence, you'll help me up, man.
From the basement?
I'm down on the second floor, the first floor somewhere, like, yo, help me get up. Like, yo, I think, that ribs broke. Just call an ambulance.
Don't move me. Call the ambulance. I got you. Anyway, we got to get out of here, guys.
We got to go.
We appreciate you all. I got to get up at 5 a.m. to be out of here.
When do you got? I'll talk to you about the pictures. The guy. All right. Yeah, like Lawrence said, we appreciate you all for coming and hanging out with us, and thank you once again for coming and hanging out with us all and enjoying some of the things we talk about here. But if you want to know everything that's going on with the so-called future of these eVTOLs, what everybody's talking about and what's the talk, I don't think anybody talks more about any of these what's going on with our advanced air mobility than us. But I don't know. We'll see where it's going.
Yeah.
We hope that it goes somewhere. We'll see, but we'll know. Only the time will tell. But thank you once again for all coming and hanging out with us. And
good night.
Wednesday Night with Those Guys is sponsored by
Those Guys.
Good night, everyone.